다운.
We're live.
We are here.
That's great.
This is technically, thank you for being on Chasing Laughter podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
The Chasing Laughter thing to me is always like naming a podcast. I talked about this, I think, in the first episode, is super hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. There's so many out there too.
And
You want to make it unique.
every one name that I tried to land on was taken. Right? And so it kind of came back to me to where, I'm always, like me personally, I'm always chasing laughter. I always want to find something funny, something,
Right.
to laugh about. And so far in episode 2, gosh darn, we had such a great episode. But unfortunately there was a technical difficulty and we lost out on some audio.
Oh, no.
So
It was probably funny stuff that you lost him on.
Emma Romo, it was just a really good fitness podcast. Nice. Emma Romo from Paradox Fitness. I love that gym. Okay. And we had such a great discussion on health and diet and like what works, what doesn't, what trends have changed, just stuff like that. And just to get to know her, she was I didn't know she was local.
Oh, I didn't either.
Grew up in Mammoth.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Right.
What do you know?
Right.
Learn something new every day. I'm like, oh, she's new. She's new to
I thought that too, but no, she held it down on the mountain snowboarding for, I don't know if she was pro, but I know she had sponsors and she was a person in that snowboarding industry. Yeah. She's such an impressive person.
Yeah.
Just her aura around her, she's a very powerful lady.
And she was in the murder mystery show at the Elks not too long ago. She is none of the actress though. Uh-huh.
I would love to.
Well,
I want to have time to do stuff like that. I force myself to get out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? Being single now, being sober now, I make myself do those things. And that's something I'd always want to do.
right.
It's a fun escape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I would rather stay home and not do anything.
So easy to do.
It's so easy to
Right.
do, but you have to do things that you sometimes don't want to do.
Yeah.
And then you meet more people and you experience different things.
Right. Connection is everything for me. And the more people that I connect with, just the better life is.
So
We have so many wonderful people here.
we do.
It's becoming such a great melting pot of culture and diversity and just different people coming through for whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah. So, it's fun because I was actually born here.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So you were born in Bishop.
I was born in Bishop at Northern Inyo Hospital back in the day, 1983.
It's not bad.
It feels like
I was 78.
you were
I'm going to be 47 in August.
you look good for your age.
It's because I stayed pickles all those years. That was Purser.
Just put you in a jar. Yeah. But we moved away. My dad owned a Volkswagen repair shop, and he would work on Bugs and Volkswagens, and it closed down, and he only knew the trade, and so we ended up moving to Bakersfield. So I grew up on the streets of Bakersfield, literally, not far from Buck Owens Boulevard.
Oh, geez.
All of those things.
Wow.
To experience life in Baker. I call it Baker.
And Baco.
I don't know if that's the best.
Well, I mean, it could have been worse, right?
Yeah.
You could have been in Lamont or Oildale.
We were close to Oildale there for a while.
And Oildale before the meth epidemic wasn't that bad.
No, it was a trendy little place. Right. But it's gotten so bad now, but just driving down there. Yeah. And my parents still live on the east side. My sister's on the southwest side.
I have family down there.
Oh, you do?
My uncle had a successful painting business, Bud Henson Painting there. He's retired now. And she's my second cousin, Nancy. She works for Granite down there.
Yeah.
She does the bidding. She's a bidding contract.
Right.
Contract for,
does all that.
Yeah.
It's big down there.
Yeah. Huge projects, right? Yeah. So.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
And then we always would come back here and camp and do all the Mule Days things and just kind of seeing it, leaving it, coming back, leaving it, coming back is a trip.
Bishop it's in a way, it's a time capsule.
Yeah.
Right? Not
really
much change.
Right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's very familiar.
But like you said, it is a melting pot.
It is. Yeah.
And it's very diverse now, and it's cool to see.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So How did you get into education?
So I always kind of knew I wanted to be a teacher. So went to college for it, went to Cal State Bakersfield, taught down there in Buena Vista Big School District for about 5 years. And then I got hired on at 26, the age of 26, to be the principal of an El Cajon University.
Wow. Now, your title is Dr. Gretchen Skrotzki, right?
Yeah.
And what is your degree in?
I have a doctorate in educational leadership.
Dude, that's so impressive.
Fresno State.
Fresno State. Bulldogs, what up, Dust?
Yeah.
Roar, roar.
I love a baby bulldog.
That's funny.
Yeah. So got into that. Became a principal 15 years ago, and just got promoted.
And I'm sorry, where was that school at?
El Cajon Unified. So if you're going up the Grapevine,
Yes.
you go past like Cajon Ranch.
Yes.
Okay. Where that one little middle school to the left that's older, like older facilities like ours. You kind of see this filler is. And then I was also the principal at the elementary school. So I go between the two.
Goodness sakes.
I did that for 2 years. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore.
How did you come find yourself in Bishop again?
There was a vice principal opening at Bishop Elementary.
Who did you replace?
I replaced Heather Carr.
Oh, that's right. It was Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how many years ago was that?
Going on 13.
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
So you've been here for...
So I thought, I'll be there for a while, and then I'll scoot him around and see where life takes me. And
Yeah.
Nope, got sucked in.
The kids, dude.
Oh, I went over there the other day because I don't get on campus as much as I want to.
Sure.
In the new position, but they are just the cutest.
Yeah.
You can have the most annoying kid, and that kid could still be cute.
It's crazy how infectious they are, right?
Right. And they just want to hug you, and they just want to, get love.
Right.
Just...
For me working there, like, it was so fulfilling to be the person that I needed when I was their age.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the only thing I ever tried to be. Like,
right.
There was times where I seen kids and I could tell they're going through it, and I would just be like, "Are you okay?" And they're like, "No." And I don't really want to talk about it. And I'm like, "Well, I'm here for you." You know what I mean? Like, anytime you want to talk. And like, it wouldn't be but a little while later, mostly, that, they come over to me, they would tell me what's going on. And I would just try to advise them the best way, you know what I mean, to try to conquer those things. And most of the time it was, unfortunately, at that age, it's like a friendship bullying, right? These girls don't talk to me, or my friends kick me out of the group or stuff like that. So it was always a challenge to just be like, you're rad, right? You need to see the value in yourself and understand that they're missing out on what you're bringing to the table.
Right. And I think that's so important to instill in kids, because you need to know that as an adult.
Yeah. I've just recently found that.
Isn't it funny when things you're like, why didn't I think about that before? Right?
Dude, it's wild.
Did that light bulb just come on?
Yeah. In my 40s.
In 40s.
So, like, empowering the kids, my own children and the kids that I was in contact with in the school, like, it's just, helping them realize who they are, giving them their own power.
Right. Teaching them self-awareness.
Yes. Huge thing.
Huge. Even for adults.
Oh, man, being self-aware. Right?
Sometimes you don't want to be so self-aware, but you are.
Right. It boils down to, like, everyday situations to where, like, you're in the middle of the shopping aisle and your cart's everywhere and you just have no spatial awareness, no self-awareness. And it's just like,
people are like,
need to get by me. It's everything. It's all of it. Oh. So from the school site to the DO.
It's different.
Yeah.
So 900 kids. He had 100 classified staff. We have 54 teachers.
And your official title is?
That's just at the elementary school. So coming over to the elementary school and going to the district office where I have 6 people that work with me.
Oh, right. That's the difference.
Just in like environment wise.
Right.
But then when you, like I said before we got started, it's less stress for sure.
For sure.
it's a different stress.
There's less moving parts.
Yes.
Right.
I don't feel like I can put fires out all day long.
Right. Well, I remember watching you just be rampant.
Oh.
And then like I would kind of need to talk to you and I'd be like, ugh, she's so busy. Like, I know this kind of ranks on the busiest.
Really got way because you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because there was never enough time.
Right.
And I always wanted to be there for employees and parents and things like that, but it just the time it took time.
And so the record is, I want the record to show that you always made time for me.
Oh,
even in my little position that I had there, you were always very supportive and like a wonderful friend to me there, and all the trouble that I got in. Right. It was. I mean, it's always a challenge.
Sure,
it's a challenge. You know what I mean? There's certain things that can't.
It's a tough job.
Like, yeah, it was really tough.
That's not an easy job.
No.
But you did it.
Yeah, that place was clean.
It was clean.
And the kids were good and safe. And that was the biggest. That was the biggest thing that I guess I should be professional and turn my volume off. My bad.
I thought it was going to be my phone, actually.
That was like the biggest thing, you know what I mean? It was just like safety more than anything. We had a couple threats.
Yeah.
During that time.
We had some lockdowns.
And like that was like Mikey is just such a wonderful person to the district itself.
He's amazing.
And like both of those times, like instead of sheltering in place, like we were with the police and we were actively trying to help the best that we could in whatever role we can fulfill with them, because we were looking out for the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. To see him like step out, like, of course I'm going to do that because I love the kids and that's just my character. But to see him like already out there.
Yeah.
Running,
closing, locking doors, scammers, and it's a great stuff.
Shout out to Mikey.
Yep.
So the inspiration can be challenging at times, day in and day out, right? When you were
best in daily life and as a principal and now as an assistant superintendent.
Right. And that is your official role.
Assistant Superintendent of Business and Administrative Services. So when you see my little name plate, it's so funny. It's so funny when we have board meetings, there's not one space that isn't.
It's all one word?
It just looks like a run-on.
Oh my gosh. That's quite the title. So the inspiration that you would find on a daily basis on the grind to get back to being principal, right? It's what inspiration would bring you back on that daily basis?
Of course, the kids. Some days it wasn't always easy to, I don't know, you'd be in the office or you'd be in IEP meetings or you'd be just trying to put a fire out and I would sometimes forget that it was about the kids. I know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is you just go on and reacting and trying to get things done. So I would find sometimes the littlest things, and whether it be, I went into a classroom today and saw an awesome lesson, and the kids were totally into it. Maybe but one or two out of the 24. It's just like those little things I had to keep focused on.
Sure.
Because otherwise it was hard.
Right. Knowing that your staff is well prepared and doing a good job.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And that I'm helping lead.
Yes.
Toward doing,
Yes.
improving, always improve.
Always.
And I think that's with anyone.
Yeah.
The hope is that you would continue to grow and improve. And so even on the hardest days, you just have to find one little piece. The curb's fixed. Yes, I've had that work order in for a couple months now.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, it's all of that. So now that you are the Assistant Superintendent of Business and Administration, right?
No, say that again.
It would take the rest of the episode. What inspires you the most to go in on your daily basis?
To make sure that our budget is tidy, that we know exactly what money is coming from federal, what money is coming from state, what can be used on what. Because you have a lot of restricted funding
right,
that you can only use for restricted things, right? then you had some of that unrestricted money that you can kind of play around with.
Sure.
And and especially going in with the bond measures that went ahead and passed, we have a lot of facilities needs, and it's just getting that up and rolling.
Sure.
And going.
It's an old school.
It's an old school.
Old.
I didn't realize, some of the things that, Franz and maintenance, they do the best they possibly can, and I just adore them. But there's some things they just can't fix.
Making chicken soup out of chicken poop, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Gretchen, come over to the high school. This last storm we had, this last big rainstorm. And I kid you not, we had, 3 ceilings that have big, huge holes in them, just pouring into the classroom.
Hey.
They had big buckets. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, how do we do this?
I've thought about the layout of the high school, the layout of the middle school, and there is a need for a complete campus, I believe. Right? And the only room for it, logically, to me, would be out by the college. Right? In a utopian, like, beautiful thought, right? Like, if we
Beautiful world.
If that beautiful world, it would be amazing to have a expansive, school district, one spot. You know what I mean? So it's not here, it's not there. They're all kind of close to each other.
Yeah.
High school being across the street, but those buildings are just so old. And like, Bishop is growing. There are more and more kids enrolling, and there's just not a whole lot of spot for new classes. Did the ground get broken on the new buildings?
The 4 new ones.
Oh, wow.
You should go by and see him.
I haven't been there for a long time.
I know.
I want to go.
It's a totally different, like, you're like, you can't see the mountains now when you come out of the office. But it was my own little
bummer. Right?
Yeah.
So all that intersection in between the principal's office and the classrooms. Holy cow!
Classrooms.
Holy cow! Did
It's beautiful.
different teachers get new classrooms? Who got allocated those buildings?
So nurse's office got one.
Oh, good.
After school program has their own.
Good. They needed that so desperately. I bet you that relieves a lot on the cafeteria. Yeah.
Totally.
That's dope.
And then we have 2 second grade teachers, because we put all of our second in the first grade, second grade wing now. So they're not out in the front where they used to be.
For sure.
So just trying to get the grade levels as close as they can.
Right.
Sometimes we have all these random, like, kinders and
mix here, mix there. Yeah.
That was actually Adam's doing. He did a really good job. He's like, no, you're moving. You're moving. You're moving.
Good. That's one great thing about Adam is his leadership. He's not afraid to take control and lead.
No.
I always valued that in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jess Sharkey, I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah, Miss Sharkey.
Jess got principal next year.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
And Adam, he'll be vice principal, and they'll continue doing all their.
He does good with discipline, yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
And I don't think right now, I think in his life, he's okay with that.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be a good candidate for a podcast.
Oh, he's funny. He now, if you want funny, I kid you not.
He's a good, he's a
Some
good
of
time.
the things that we used to like talk on, jokes we would come up with, things that we would experience together.
And he's a Dodgers fan. Opening day today.
I know.
It's a handful of.
What time?
4:10 start. Yep. We're a handful of moments away, with it being 3:00 now. I did, like, a lot of these questions are kind of boring, and I don't want to bore the audience, right? It's super hard to be like, I want it to be fairly engaging, and but there is, like, super, kind of
what do you got for me?
just like resource allocation, right? Just distribution of resources, because I know, like, there's some things that have to go a certain way,
The money.
right?
Yeah.
And is there, like, a list, and, like, all the other money, right? Just like, this is priority, we have to check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have it for federal, you have it for state, you have it for county money. And honestly, when you get because I went to school for this too. I went to USC.
Mm-hmm.
And when you really get in the thick of things, like you get into the actual budget, there are so many budget lines with so many different ways of allocating money for so many different things. There's probably, I don't even know.
It's got to make your head spin.
It does. What I found out that, like, it's kind of like being an accountant for a school district. Right?
Right.
So you really don't ever, we don't ever really know what you're working with. Because sometimes the apportionments come in at different times. Lots of money.
Oh my God.
Come in at different times. You have reports due.
Right.
It's just trying to make sure that you are, like, directly allocating it to where it needs to go. Otherwise, you have to pay it back.
Ew.
And who wants to do that?
Oh, it's money. We need to spend it. So
we're thinking about, like, the cafeteria it's only allocated for the cafeteria. So we can only use it for anything in the cafeteria. So we're thinking about using or getting a used food truck for the high school to make a second line for lunch.
Oh gosh, I would.
Wouldn't that be fun? Bronco Deli or,
Right.
But we have to spend that money
Right.
by July 1st or June 30th. So that's when our fiscal year.
Well, that cafeteria is only so big, and it does kinder through 8th, as well as prepare the meals for the high school, which is a lot to ask of that small kitchen. It really is.
It is a small kitchen.
It is a small kitchen.
For 11 people? 12 people?
Yeah.
Have to fit in there?
Yeah. Goodness sakes, man. I don't miss that place at all. At all, man. So there has to be tough decisions coming when you have to give that money back, and with the budget cuts that have been coming through with the new administration. I have read on how special education is pretty much the forefront of those cuts. Is that something that we face with our district as well?
With special ed, it's unique because kids who are in special ed, they come tied with an IEP.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they have an individualized education plan. Parents meet yearly, admin meets yearly, the teacher meets yearly. You go over the plan and you decide, does this student need services? Do they need speech? Do they need OT? Do they need resource? Do they need actual special education, showing a severe or maybe a mild to severe? And so once it goes in that IEP, we have to serve.
Okay.
Okay. So even across California right now, everyone's special ed budget is above and beyond what they ever thought it.
Really?
Yes.
So what I read was false. So
I want to say last time we met with Heather Carr, he's the special ed director now for the county.
Oh, good.
We're spending about, I want to say it was 2.1 to 2.7 on special ed each year, just in a year.
That's crazy.
So that's your, those are your pay for your teachers, pays for those students to have those services.
The one-on-one?
And the one-on-one.
Right.
I think when I left the place, we probably had about 18 of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's nothing that, if anything, we'll have to dip into our general fund to help pay for that special ed.
Right.
Because you have to. It's a service.
It is.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So it's a lot. So that's why you have to be really particular when you're looking at all these accounts and being like, oh, this is unrestricted money. I can move this here. And I can help, with this pot of money. I can't move this here.
Right. That's so many moving pieces. So not to get too political, because I don't like talking about politics, but have you noticed with the Doge cuts, has that affected our district at all in any sort of a way?
Not currently. I do have a big report about apportionments from the county office that I need to read that's on my desk right now. So maybe there might be something in there, but
as of this moment?
Yeah.
As of this moment, nothing?
Nothing so far.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Nothing so far.
Well, I have to tell you that you look fabulous. Huh. Right?
Thanks.
Are you doing health things?
More healthy things.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you getting fit in the gym? Do you go to a gym?
I don't.
No?
I am just one of those people that'll go for a nice little stroll.
That's the craziest thing about weight loss is like a lot of the things, it's just move.
Yeah. Just getting up.
Just go.
Yeah.
Right? Just get your heart rate up a little bit. hit a mile.
Spring comes in,
Yeah.
go on some hikes.
Yeah.
You know, that's me. That's about it. I did CrossFit for a while, and
Oh, Jesus.
that was a little too intense.
CrossFit to me just seems really like intense.
It is. It is, especially when you got to jump on boxes and stuff.
Oh my goodness! Like those people, like the Jake Cadu's of the world. You know those like the.
All the respect to that.
Oh man, Krista Cooper is just like she is just so inspiring to me. Like just those guys are so
And
very.
they're accurate.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not.
No, they go hard. They go to competitions and place in competitions.
I think it's amazing.
It's
They could do that.
Yeah.
But I can't. Nice little stroll is just fine.
That's what you do. Do you have dogs?
I just put down my chocolate little.
So sorry,
15 years. Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard. We were buddies.
Yeah.
So now I've decided to hold off on an animal in trouble.
Love that.
I don't know where,
Love that.
but I'll go somewhere.
I'm really thinking about, they have this journey thing online. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you enter in information of where you want to go, kind of, and it's a secret until you go there.
Until you go to the airport?
I'm 1 foot in right now.
I have heard of it.
I'm 1 foot in.
I think that's amazing.
I've read, have so many great 4 or 5-star reviews, and then, but when you get into the 1s, 2s, and 3s, like those people have the worst time.
Right.
Like it's the worst. Everything was the worst. And the 3s, it's just like I wasn't in control of my flights, and that was kind of dumb. I had a long layover here, and I just wish I would have spent the night.
Okay.
But that kind of makes me wondering if the people going into are just expecting not to have a good time, so they don't, because like how you go into everything is kind of dictated, like what you're gonna experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something that's a magical little thought that I've really changed my life is, I used to be like, oh, this is going to be super fun. And it was. Or I'm like, oh, this is going to be horrible. And it was.
It's your mindset.
So now I always, and I can consciously do it more and more, is I say out loud, or it's going to be better than I expected.
Yeah.
So even if it's a good thing, and I'm like, I'm going to have the best time ever, or it's going to be better than that. Or, right, this is going to be horrible. And as long as you have that in your mind, or it's going to be better than I expected.
Yeah.
It really has changed everything for me.
Good.
So
I'm glad that you found that. I'm glad you had self-awareness.
So being self-aware, right? That's a whole thing.
To the self-aware.
That's a whole thing. So yeah, that journey thing for traveling.
I personally, I like surprises, so I think I would be down with that.
Me too. And you could be like, I want to go to Iceland, right? Well, not necessarily. Like, I think you can pick the country or something like that.
So they probably give you like choices.
In a way.
Yeah.
Right. And then like everybody's like, there's a country that starts with an M, and it seems like a lot of people sit there and are like, just don't go there. Like mall. I don't know. I'd have to read it again, but.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it.
So a bucket list destination for you, if you could go, like that was your first trip.
Bucket list.
First trip though.
My first trip?
You would take. Like if you can go anywhere right now.
Ooh. Probably Greece.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh.
I don't know a lot about Greece.
I don't either.
Why Greece?
I like the pictures that I see online.
Gorgeous.
And on Google Earth.
Yes. I've had friends go to Ireland and Scotland, and like everybody is raving about those countries. But me personally, I think I would pick like Iceland, because I really love the black beaches. I want to see the Aurora Borealis.
Did you see it when it was in town?
I did in a manner, right? You didn't. It's not the best. Sometimes like it was a purplish pink, right? At like 3:30 in the morning. Right. Like you could see it with your eyes.
Instead of just a camera.
Instead of just the camera. But a lot of those shots that we've seen on Facebook and whatnot is like, it's picking up your camera, your lenses are picking up everything that's in front of you. So the videos that I've seen of like those experiences, like just the swirls and how fast everything is moving and coming together.
It's crazy.
And they have those domes that are clear that you could sleep in, dude. I think that's where I'd want to be.
But it's a good one.
But I don't like to be cold.
Is it always cold there?
It's ice.
Is it?
Yeah.
If I have my blonde moments.
Yeah.
I mean, or could it? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think.
Could look at the temperature trends.
I don't think people are swimming up there. We're like hanging out, getting tan. Polar Bear Club.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So getting back to some other questions that I have, the facilities.
Yes.
Super old.
Super old.
Right? Are there, other than those new buildings going in, are there any current projects in the district that for improvements?
Well, I can say that it doesn't happen fast with new construction.
Right.
Just from my own experience at Bishop Elementary last year.
For sure.
So, but we are getting in those two buildings, the math and English building,
Mm-hmm.
new roofing
Oh, good.
this summer. So we are getting that started. Second grade buildings are getting a new roof, all new solar panels. So we have little projects getting up and running.
Have you guys had any methane scares?
Oh, even that word just makes me want to yeah. No, luckily, not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
Not that I think I would know.
Yeah.
No, that was horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Groundwater and cow poop.
And a cemetery nearby.
And the cemetery nearby.
Think about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Legitly.
The circle of life right there.
We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
We have talked about that. I was born, right, at that hospital.
Exactly.
I went to school right there, right? And most likely, I mean, because I think that's plot's full, but I mean, that's...
You never know. They might have to extend it.
Where potentially that, you could end up. Like where you're born, where you go to school, and where you die are within 100 yards of each other.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's wild.
And when people would come, like, to do conferences and things, I'll walk them around campus and they're like, this is weird. You have, like, the 21 gun salute going on.
When I was, yes, that happened. I remember 5th grade. There was a 21 gun salute in 5th grade. And me and Aaron Carr and a couple other guys went out and we got out of line. And, Aaron did it first. Aaron's super patriotic. Aaron Carr, love that man. He went over there and just added attention. We were in 5th grade, right? And
it's not like a weird thing.
No.
We were walking by the cemetery, me and this little girl last year, and she's like, hey, I'm Sally. She's like... That's
gnarly.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Didn't mean to go that direction.
No, yeah.
But
it
is.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing about this is like the way that the conversation is dictated. It's just, there's no rules here.
Yeah.
Right. I have general questions, but like more than anything, you're a super interesting person. I always really valued who you were in the community and what you did for our district. So I just kind of wanted to have a platform more than anything to get the people to know who is behind what's going on. Right. It's the biggest need that I see that needs to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Eastern's here now. Like both of the news sources that are in town, right? They do such a great job, but it just doesn't get to the people the way that impactful like the podcast can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At a different level.
At a different level, on a more personal level.
Yes.
Not like this is the news and I have to ask, like even the Port Inyo Register, like they don't really have like the greatest of stories,
Yes.
right?
Right. And you want somebody that's gonna come on and
I want people to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want like, and hopefully it is never bad with my guests, but if, you paint yourself in a bad light, then we're not going to edit it. It's just kind of what it is.
That's what it is.
It's what it is, Jack.
What you get, you don't throw it back.
You do. So the future, the possibility for a food truck.
Yeah.
Like how quickly can that come to fruition if you guys do choose to do that?
I mean, there was one that I got a text message about. I mean, they go pretty fast, except the new ones. Now that's kind of more of a process.
Okay.
So, I mean, we have to get it. We have to do something like.
Would it be staff? Like, would you hire new staff or?
Well, right now, we would probably just stay with the staff we have then, because we have a site or we have a line. I don't know how we would do that, actually. I'd have to talk with our cafeteria manager and get some input.
Who is that now? Bob's gone.
Terry McKenna. She is an Oni.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
So she came and the kids love it.
Good.
She actually puts like gravy on the mashed potatoes. The kids said it looked like tapioca the other day, and I was like, oh, it's great. Because it did look
that like
very doesn't.
they are so like bound of what they can get. You know what I mean? It's
There's a
again
regulation.
making chicken soup out of chicken poop,
Yeah,
right?
she gets creative.
That's dope.
Yeah, she does parfaits at the high school, and they have different.
I love those parfaits. Anytime there was extra, I'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna throw that away? Don't. Let's not waste any food now.
Put it on the cart.
Yes, just put it on the cart." Oh man. What else do I have that might be interesting to talk about? Upcoming priorities for the business and administrative operations in the next few years. Are there any specific incentives that you're focusing on to improve like how we run, how things are managed?
I'm still kind of getting my feet wet in the current position. I still go to class for this once a month in Sacramento.
Oh geez.
So I kind of schmooze, I guess, with some other.
What's after a doctor? Like what more
There's
can you...
nothing. There's nothing. I'm like, what do I do now?
Oh,
Get my pilot's license? I don't know.
that'd be fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
So I have like personal goals, but anyway.
No particular priorities. Like you see this need right now, like your overall scope
There's
of
a
what's
lot of
happening.
need, like mainly construction, mainly facilities is really what we're going to be focusing on the next 5 years.
Yeah.
With that bottom line.
Well, good.
Yeah.
It needs it.
Yes.
How old are those buildings?
Do you know that I found blueprints that date back to 1932 that are hand drawn? So I can honestly, they're old.
Old.
Just say old.
Old.
Not all of them. Some.
Oh man.
So it'll be a journey. It'll be interesting. I'll know more about construction than I ever wanted to, but
That's a good thing.
bring it on.
Right. That's definitely a good thing. So do you have a long-term vision? Like what's your vision of what you like if you see an end goal?
An end goal.
Yeah.
Updated facilities across the board.
Across the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are priorities because we went and Katie, our superintendent, went ahead and surveyed as many people as she could.
Sure.
You know, parents, teachers, what are our top priorities? And so it's many things. I mean, we have stuff going out all the time. Stuff that needs to be fixed.
It's like you can start on the basis of things like plumbing.
There you go.
Right? Like just getting the water away from the 4th grade building when it rains, right? Like just water flow, not even like poo-poo plumbing, but just irrigation water, get it off the campus so the kids don't have to be inside.
Yeah.
Right? Stuff like that. And then like the electrical, those buildings are old.
Yes.
Right?
Especially in that high school.
And then, and then you get into the actual maintenance of the building, new roofs.
Yeah, new
right?
roofs, new tile. We need an upstairs. At the high school, we need like a ramp, kind of like one of those sticky ramps, handicap ramps kind of thing.
Yeah, right?
You know, there's big projects, there's small projects.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Because if somebody is mobility challenged, like how do you get them to the top?
Right. The elevator.
Is there an elevator?
There is an elevator.
In the high school?
Yes.
How come I don't know about that?
Because not everyone knows about it.
So I wanted to ask about a long-term vision. Like overall, like what would you want to change in your tenure that you're going to be the assistant long after that?
Assistant, etc.
Assistant, etc.
I would like, let's say, 10-year plan.
Yeah.
For the facilities to be updated to move forward with the bond, take care of all that, because I think that would be a really big job for anyone coming in. But I think I'm the woman for it.
I know you are. I have nothing but faith in you.
So
the obstacles I've seen you overcome, like I have nothing but faith in you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, and just making it feel comfortable, making kids feel safe. and making them want to come to school.
That's the thing. How do you get a kid to want to come to school?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Updated facilities. That's, they say.
More field trips? I loved field trips.
Field trips are the best.
Right. They were super fun. So what do you found like in your principal, and it's going to be different in both roles that you played, what like the most fulfillment that you would find in your role as principal?
Really?
What was that?
Okay, yeah. Seeing the growth in reading
Sure.
was, I mean, I looked at every student, all 900, and looked at data 3 times a year with my teachers. And man, when you got to see a kid that had been struggling for a long time.
I struggle with reading still.
Uh-huh.
I do.
It's hard.
I suck at pronunciation. I had chickenpox in 2nd grade when we learned how to pronounce things, and then just school moved past me, right?
Yeah.
And so I look at these words and I'm just like, I don't want to butcher it, and I feel weird. You know what I mean?
You
So-
did a good job, though.
I try my best.
You do.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think there's a vending machine for books now, right? That was something that Adam brought in,
yeah, a vending machine.
right?
The kids
Right.
love
Love.
the vending.
Right, because you work for like coins, and then you do good for those coins, and then you can go get a book. Like, that's a beautiful incentive.
Oh, and it's beautiful, too.
That's right.
It lights up, like.
It's all high tech, like one of those vending machines in Japan.
Yeah.
That's dope. I love that. I absolutely love that. 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Yeah, it brought me to a thought of a conversation I had with a potential suitor, and then she had asked me if I had a 5-year plan.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Right, and I was like, to be alive.
Just to keep pumping.
Right, that's all I want to do. That was the girlfriend who broke up with me because I didn't have a dining room table
I don't have one either, so we're good.
or a bed. She said I didn't have a bed, and I was like, we've slept in that bed, and she's like, it's a box spring and a mattress on the floor, and I'm like, I'm just starting out. Like, what do you want from me? I don't have a coffee table. I don't have a frame for my bed, right? Yeah.
Give me some time.
Just give me. I was just trying some time. So if there's like anything that the community should know, right? Is there anything you wish more people in the community understood about your role?
Yeah, probably what my role is.
Right.
It's a new role. I mean, we had a CBO, like a chief business officer, but this is like taking on additional responsibilities too. Like I still do data talks sometimes with the teachers over at Bishop Bell. So probably what I do.
On a daily basis, like on a weekly, like even we can go into a month. Like, do you have a set schedule? I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to make sure this is right.
I have a calendar, and if I don't look at it, I'm screwed.
What's your week like?
It's a lot of deadlines. And I never really had a whole lot of deadlines as a principal, so this is new to me. Like, I'll get an email from the California Department of Ed saying I need to fill this application out by midnight.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-huh. And you're like, I don't even know what this means. So you have to like research it on top of then completing it. So it's a lot of deadlines. It's a lot of, I deal with classified staff, hire, all of those things.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Are there any new roles like coming up? Like, are there going to be new hires for different roles?
Right now, no.
No, just all the same. Is there any positions that need to be filled that we can air out?
Right now, we have a 6-hour one-on-one aid position.
Okay.
I want to say that closes next Friday.
Okay.
And then we posted a nighttime custodian job
Oh, dope.
for Bishop Elementary.
That's a pretty good job,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you're a night owl out there and you don't mind cleaning, and then if you think that you have that compassion to be a one-on-one, I mean, it is a very rewarding job. Like I've talked to those people, I see the growth that happens, and it's stressful, right? Make no mistake.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, it is
Everyone's
stressful.
got different needs.
But there is a need there's a couple jobs. People are like, there's no jobs out there, so go apply right now if you think that's for you.
Come to the district office.
Come to the DO. So do you have any questions for me when we wrap this up? I know that you're very...
What's your 5-year plan?
My 5-year plan? I actually do have a 5-year plan because I am becoming ownership in the dispensary.
Okay.
I do want to take full control over that. I do want to buy my business partner out. I want to be as successful as I possibly can be in the business side of things, right? Which is, it's super entailing. Advertising in cannabis is such a hard thing to do. We are getting growth. Like, I have people who come in the shop, from San Diego, and like my neighbor told me to come in. He said it's the best place. Like, they had the most fun here. The way that our shop is set up for purchasing cannabis, if you do choose to, or if you do not choose to, it is it's just very challenging, having like staff. Orders are just, I work about 60, 65 hours a
You're
week.
here all the time.
I've been there I was there 7 days this week. I worked 4 12s, so. But I mean, it really,
Happy little place.
it's like I get to, like, I'm part of 0.01% of the population who gets to sell cannabis legally.
Yeah.
Right.
Think of it that way.
And I like, the most fulfilling part of it is like having people who have real ailments that aren't getting it pharmaceutically, right? And they're just like, I have neurological issues, and they're like, I got CBG, non-psychoactive isolate, that I can get you to help you with those neurological issues. The Jimmy legs at night, the restless leg syndrome. CBG is great for gut health. Like, it's helped people with their shingles and their what's the one where you kind of get patchy and red?
Oh, eczema.
Yes. Like, it's wonderful for eczema because it balances your gut biome. So, but
A lot of different.
Personally, I just, I really want to, I love this journalism thing. I love talking with people on a one-on-one.
It's great.
I think this is so fun. This is my absolute passion.
Okay.
And then I'm going to keep fit.
There you go.
Make fitness, not war. And I do I'm going to get me a little puppy. Right? Because me and Amanda, we did split up, and I love you, Amanda, very much. It's just, it had to happen, right? We raised a family together. We both support and love each other very much. It just wasn't working.
Yeah.
So as adults, you have to make tough decisions in life, right?
They're hard.
There's no animosity whatsoever. Right? I just want to see her be as successful as she can possibly be and support her along the way. But she has the dogs. Right? She has Olive and Popeye. Popeye, gosh, I'm so... Olive and Louie. I miss my Popeye. But I want a Yorkie.
Okay.
I want a little baby girl Yorkie, right? Yeah. She's going to be my little princess, and I'm going to take her everywhere.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I can see you with a little purse.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a little Gucci bag.
Purse.
Yeah, she'll be my little Gucci bag carrier, right? Yeah. I don't know. I've been kicking names around. I like Lola.
Lola's a cute one.
Right.
Lola's a good one. Or Lula?
Yeah. Lilu, because one of my most favorite movies ever was Fifth Element. So we're going to wrap this up. Okay. Dr. Gretchen Skrotzki, I really appreciate your time. So we are going to do what we're going to open up the card packs. Now, be very careful.
Because there might be a really good card in here.
There's potentially cards in there that can be worth thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. And we would know pretty quickly. It would be gold colored, and it would be very pretty and shiny. So just be careful of the corners. And
be careful of the corners. Don't screw up, Gretchen.
And if and when we do come across something that is fantastic and can be sold, I will sell it on eBay, and all that money will directly go back into my podcast. So who do we got?
So we have Harmon Killebrew.
Okay.
Minnesota. Enrique Bradfield Jr.
Enrique Bradfield Jr.
That looks like an...
Oh, Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
Red Reflector.
Uh-huh. Joe Girardi.
Boo.
And Bruce Bochy.
He's a Yankee. Boo Yankee. Bruce Bochy. Oh, he's a Texas coach.
He's not even a baseball player.
That was a bust.
That was a bust.
It was.
But I appreciate appreciate doing that.
If you want to take the Mike Schmidt for memory, you're more than welcome to take the Red Refractor Mike Schmidt.
Actually, I love the Dodgers, but the Phillies come in a close second.
Boo. Boo! Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being, this will be the second episode released. You are the third guest, and Emma, we will get back to you and record a dope one. But thank you so much for being in.
Anytime. It's fun to just talk.
Yeah.
And look at the beautiful Main Street.
Such a great studio. I think next time we have you on, we'll just do casual conversation.
Yeah.
I just wanted to introduce you in your role to Bishop. So anything you want to say to the people?
Nope. I'll take good care of Bishop Beautified.
Is your door open?
My door is open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for visits.
Yes.
Just to come in and talk.
Yeah, some people do.
Dope. Dope. Well, Gretchen, thank you very much. And this is a wrap. All right, we done, yo.